Even on the edges of the cloud, you can see a little bit of shine here in the morning marijuana motivation. We're here live by the ocean again, just to enjoy the morning peace and the water and the view and the sunshine. And this morning, we're going to be honest about ourselves. We're going to be honest about the message and talk about love is a hard drug. And I really had to come clean. That's right. In my sobriety, in my shine this morning, I wanted to talk about being honest about my feelings, honest with my intentions, and honest with my emotions. And that's going to take a deep dive. So let's go into it, shall we? Shall we? Saints Addiction. I'll see you on Instagram after you're done following. Let's go. Lay out. So yesterday I was here. We're chilling here. They let me chill here. They're fixing up a little bit of the camping site here, a little bit of the A-frame. These guys are super cool. I'm just going to get up in the morning. Don't mind me. Enjoy your breakfast. They're eating and everybody's enjoying. So I want to get into this message this morning and talk about this little thing called love. And it is such an addictive drug. Your boy Saint is here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. Yeah, 안녕하세요. Yeah, thank you, brother. He lets me borrow his place, the owner, and lets me do a show. He has a show too, a YouTube channel too. So I think I'm just gonna sit here and chill here, watch you watch the water. Should I let you watch the water? How do I do the show and watch the water at the same time? There we go. That looks good. How do I sit and do it? But I can't sit and do it. You wouldn't be able to see it anyway. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Shall we? If any moment you want to see the front, let me know. We're both saying need some air because I'm sweating literally just sitting here. So much like anybody else, is this okay? I don't know what's going on with the things. He's got his what happened to Korean gems? The Korean music might get me flagged on YouTube. You know? Yeah, they almost flagged me just because there's random music in the background. That's not right. Let's see, shall we? Shall we? Okay, first I'll roll the joint, then I'll finish it with the view. So it's important that I get this message out because it helps me. Let rest assured that I use the show to help myself with cognitive dissonance, so that way I have a better understanding of what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, and not any kind of virtual signaling. I will call myself out in a heartbeat. This isn't something for anybody to be like, oh, he thinks he's saintly and better than now. No, matter of fact, I'm an addict. And it's a real sobering experience to talk about your failures. It's a real humbling experience to talk about your lack of self-control. These things tend to come inside of us, and no matter how we try to wiggle around it, the truth will shine out in the end. And then what I started to sense, especially about myself and my situation, was that I was quickly becoming a junkie from love from this one person. Like I stopped hanging out with my friends. I started trying to spend more time with them as if they were my only drug dealer in the game called love. And unfortunately, that's what we do. Noochie boochie noochies, we got weed. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. When we're in search of something outside of ourselves, right? Something that we can't control and we're not in control of. Oh, should I find another bag of weed? Let's go. Going on where? So, let's go. Wonder, should I wear my wedding ring still? I don't know. That's what love feels like. It feels like the absence of happy. It feels like what used to be there is no longer there, and what used to get you off no longer makes you feel the same way. And no wonder why you can call it a drug, because obviously it gives you different behavioral situations, right? Like when love is a drug, guess what ends up happening? You become jonesing for the same feeling from the same person, and it can't possibly stay sustainable. That's the worst part about drugs, is like it gives you a great feeling that is unsurpassed by anything else you've ever felt in your life. But guess what? That's the last time you're going to feel it that way, because everything has a drop off. Everything has a half-life, and unfortunately all of us live this life, and hopefully we're living a blessed life, and hopefully we're living a life with abundance and no fear and love and all these other things. But unfortunately, like I said, not all of us get to live like that. Some of us, our brains are wired where we are in need of some sort of chemistry and balance. We're in need of someone else's shit. We need their emotional bonding for us to feel regulated instead of having self-regulation, or maybe having something in our own hands or in our own minds to regulate ourselves. We look outside of ourselves for the things. The same as like drugs, you're like, I don't feel well. Well, here, quick, give me some medicine so I can feel well. And that's what we'll do. We'll throw a pop a pill, kind of like love, in our mouth to hopefully make it better than it actually is. And guess what? I'm here to tell you, my friends, it's a drug too, bro. It's a fucking drug too. And my buddy said, well, wouldn't you want love to be your drug? And I said, oh, hell no, because then I'm really addicted. I wanted her to be a plus plus scenario. When plus, not because I need you, it's because I want you. And then because I want you, I now have control over how much I spend on you, how much of my time, how much of my energy, how much of my life is going dedicated towards this one feeling and being, versus people that have no clue what's going on, or why they're being the way that they're being. We can all look at memes and say, oh yeah, that's my meme, and then it like works for everybody. It's the same like astrology. You could read someone's astrology chart and be like, that's so me, and you'd be like, that's Cancer, and you're like, oh wait, that's not me, I was just joking. And you're like, yeah, no, it's all of us, bro. It's all of us having these rapid emotions and interactions that we can't even fucking talk about, bro. We're so fast to jump into our past and our growing up and our backgrounds and all these other things. We're so quick to disregard our feelings or other people's feelings. We're so quick to want to just be in the mood, right? We don't want to work for it. We don't want to earn it. Why earn respect, right? Like, we just want to have somebody respect us and understand us, let alone do the studying to get some understanding. That's the hard part. The hard part is reaching past yourself when you need it the most. And most of us, we're so self-centered, we don't even see it. We'll just be so stuck in the way we feel and the way they made us feel that we can't even see the way we made them feel. And then you see the dissonance in the drug. And here, I'm going to complete the thought for you. When you're in use, right? When you're in abuse, when you're what's the word that they call it? When you're relapsing, right? Your body's going to call for something that is outside of you. It's going to say, hey, do whatever you can, regardless of your safety, regardless of your financial stability, regardless of your mentality. We want you to just find this drug. And that's what wanting, needing, and addiction feels like. It feels like something will be better if something else is snorted, injected, felt, whatever it takes to not feel the way that you're feeling. And then you'll run for it. You'll look for that drug dealer. You'll look for that person, go, you, quick, fix me. Give me a bump of love. I need a bump of love. Oh, okay, God, thank you so much. I really needed that. And then they're going to be like, okay, do you need another? And you'll be like, yes, I need another. Elf intensity, please, quickly, help me. Give me that drug. I need it again. I'm begging you. And they go, okay, there you go. There's another line for you. Calm down. There's more where that came from. And then the person would be like, okay, come back 30 minutes later. Okay, where's more? I need more. And you didn't give me enough last time. And that's what love starts to look like really quickly. It feels so good in the short time. You're like, yes, this is the feeling that I've always wanted. This is the connection that I always needed. So why do I need so much of it? Why do I need it from this person? And why can't I just feel the same by myself? And it's just a part of life, right? Like, it's literally the chemicals in our brain that entice us to mate, feel close. Otherwise, we would be dangerous to each other. Imagine tigers without oxytocin. Do you know how tigers mate? Very carefully. That's how they mate, bro. And that's how we all mate. We're all out there trying to find something that we're attracted to. And then as soon as we're attracted to it, we want to make sure it's a match. And then after it's a match on Tinder, then we want to make sure it's compatible. Then we got to deep dive into their social lives and go into how they were in school and how they grew up and where'd you come from, and are your parents still together? Something that they had no control over, a whole nother other person's relationship, their parents, and now we're judging them by it, going like, okay, well, this is the way you live, this is the way it is, and that we're always going to be that way. And I just wanted to see myself be the junkie that I am for love. I'm just going to go see myself go swimming out into the ocean without making no sense, without any preparation, okay? And just me and my underwear and my water, because it felt right. Now, it wasn't exactly the most strongest thought I've ever had, right? It wasn't like I was like, oh, you know what? That's smart, Mark. You know, you need to go swimming in the ocean with someone that's paddling away from you. It wasn't my smartest move. So yeah, that's what drugs start looking like. They look like you snorting cocaine off the carpet. How many people have been there? How many people have been in the situation where they had no self-control and then they just jumped in full wholeheartedly, didn't even have gas money, hopped in the car because they're going to get their fix. And that's what it comes down to. Our fix. The fix is in, as they say when you're, I'm gonna smoke off to the side here shortly, but the fix is in on all of us, bro. Each one of us, it looks blue in there, that's crazy. Each one of us has something that we want. Each one of us will do something that is way out of pocket, way out of our comfort zone, just so we can get that same feeling. And that's what we do. We show up every day. Why do you come to the ocean? Well, it gives me a certain feeling. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but that's what addiction's like. It's a feeling. It's a pull inside of us. If anything else, I would like to rephrase or rename addiction as motivation, because it literally is the power that's within us. What we get to see that how powerful we are and how much effort we can put and how much concentration we can put when we desire something immensely. And that's why they say, why aren't you chasing your dreams like your hair's on fire? Why aren't you running like the house is on fire towards your dreams? It's because we're afraid. We start letting the fear sip in and we'll be like, okay, well, if I jump into this person, then they might not love me back. And if I tell the truth, then they might judge me. And what really ends up happening is it creates intimacy. Into me, I see. You know, when you tell people something and you're vulnerable with them, they're like, me too, bro. You like to think that they're going to use it against you and use it as a weapon, but it makes them bond to you. They go, I felt the same, dude. I once was in love with a girl that was 5,000 kilometers away. Or I once dated a girl for 2 years and we never had sex. Or the extremes that we go to, right? A message in a bottle, just so we can feel a little bit of that hit. And it's not like you saw the message in the bottle and the letter and you'd be like, oh, the letter floated up, and you're just like, oh, there it is. That's the drug. Literally. Just like you sent the one dude sent some fucking magic powder to Trump's lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the drug. The drug makes us feel compulsive. It makes us obsess, and it also makes us feel less. And that was what sucks about it when you're in love, is because you want to think that it makes you feel like more. You want it to make you feel better. That's what drugs do. You want it to sustain itself, but they're not sustainable. Love isn't sustainable. And the reason this is so hard is because one day you can love somebody very, very much, and the next day you might not see them again. And that's life. We go to the same source just like a monkey. Be like, ooh, that fruit from that tree was really good yesterday. Let me go back to that tree. And then we realize there's no fruit on that tree. That's what it's like. It's like looking for a substance outside of ourselves. And we're like, as soon as I get it, I'll be okay. As soon as she answers the phone, everything will be all right. All my childhood problems, all the things that happen in life, it all goes away because of one hug, because of one kiss, because of one love. All of a sudden, it's going to fix us. All the things that we've been doing wrong our whole lives. Thank you for showing up and showing out and making me feel loved again. Thank you for all of those things. And guess what? That's not true. That's not what's going to happen. Actually, you're going to actually end up feeling all the feelings, even on the drug. And what's worse, how about having withdrawals when you're coming out of prison? How about actually taking away the thing that brings you the happiness and isolating yourself, and then giving you piss poor food, and then now you know what it's like to come out of a fucking prison system junkie. When they try to put you in an institution and try to rehabilitate you without any tools, when they just assume that you're just going to get better the hard way. And it's like, that's where a lot of people go to get sober. That's where a lot of people go to find themselves. And here, let me get this. We're gonna go watch the water here. Come on, move out of the way. Move out of that shit. Move out of it. We're gonna just watch the water and chill. Come chill with me. I don't know who's watching or where you're watching from, but come chill with the mangroves for me with me with a quick sec, real quick. Okay. There. Let me see if I can. Let me get it too. Maybe I should have started with that dude, right? Can anybody comment with that? Jesus. So, you know, as I fall in and out of love, and people don't love me back, or misunderstandings happen, know that I could feel myself being a junkie for this woman. I felt sparks I haven't felt for years, man. I felt so close to her. Call it the LSD, call it the oxytocin, call it what you want, but I really wanted it to be this person. And what I didn't know is that this person was my drug dealer. I didn't know that this person was giving me lines, not just lines of hope, like words like baby, or buzzwords like marriage, or things that made me feel close to her, like buzzwords like love. And when we love bomb, or when we try to be these things, and all of us have said, yes, I am 100%. We even did it too. How sure are you of this relationship? 100%. I felt it 100% because I was on the drug. And the drug's going to make me feel like it'll fix everything. It'll just whisper in my ear, everything's going to be okay. You'll never have to have any fears, nothing to worry about. All the pain goes away. And I'm sure that's what heroin feels like. I'm really sure that's how opium works on our receptors in our brains. But some of these drugs actually have to build the receptors so that you can receive the love. That's what the weird part is. This is like giving and receiving are almost the same feeling. When you're out there, when we're feeding the homeless, or we're doing Thanksgiving, right? Like, it's almost the same exact feeling. It's almost the same neurotransmitters, and that's where I live in my head. I live in a place where I had to rewatch what made me emotionally stable, and the only way I could have clarity is not only the motivation, but also my concentration. If I'm under the ether, if you will, if I'm constantly chasing something outside of myself, and I felt like I needed some kind of love, or I wasn't getting the love that I needed, guess what? I would be a junkie, and I would try to find it. And that's what ends up happening in the course of all of our lives. This is what happens to us in all of our lives, is that we go outside of ourselves to look for something, and then we're scared when it's gone. That's what'll happen in the morning. Your body will try to acclimate to being just natural homeostasis and feeling okay. And now it's going to go look outside of itself. It's going to be like, okay, where's it at? Okay, I'll get it from that one tree. That one tree alone, instead of seeing all the forest and all the trees like that are behind me, we seek the one tree that had the best fruit. And who wouldn't, right? Who doesn't want the best fruit? But you picked it yesterday. And it can't possibly be the source every day. And now you see why it's a drug, because if it doesn't give you the same high, and it's not sustainable and keep you on that same level, then you know you're addicted. Really bless up to that. Hear me now, feel me now. That's how you know it's a drug. And the guy said, I would much rather be in love and have that as my drug than some other powder or pill or substance. And I was just like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because if I depend on this person, if I make her my only source of income, or my only source of love, or my only source of energy, then I would be highly disappointed the moment she doesn't respond to me, the moment she doesn't comment back, the moment she doesn't read my text, the moment that she's not around me to let me know that she wants to be with me, the moment that she's not my drug is the moment that she turns me into a love junkie. And that's what it feels like. I feel like a love junkie, somebody that can't get over something, and I'm fully addicted to it, and there's nothing I can do about it. And then is that really what I want? Do I want love to emotionally regulate me, or do I want me to emotionally regulate me? And this is why I'm having this conversation. Love is a hard drug. Bless up. First joy of the day. So when I was watching myself, bite into the lines, bite into the words, bite into the feeling, I literally lost it. I mean, it's almost like she was seeking me. I was saying it about Kat with Fred because she was seeking him. She would find the most lonely, alcoholic, low self-esteem loser at the bar and start playing mind games with him. Maybe she saw the way that I looked at her and was like, I got him. Maybe it's the way not Rick Ross, what's his name? Come on. I'm Rick James, bitch. Rick James. When Rick James would do this, he would take like about a quarter ounce of blow and throw it in the air, kind of like LeBron James starting a game, right? And when he would do this, he would watch everybody else's eyes and see who would get jealous and think that it was theirs. Now, he bought the Coke, so he can do whatever he wants with it, but people might see the energy as theirs, and he would watch them get greedy. And then he wouldn't give them any. So that's what it feels like. It feels like love is a drug where it's spread everywhere, but you don't feel like anybody can go and grab it. And that's scary. That's a scary feeling when you're addicted to someone and you're like, you made me feel like you made me feel 2 hours ago. And they're going to be like, my life, I've changed. My emotions have changed. I'm not your supply anymore. You're going to shake that fucking tree. God damn it. Give me that fucking fruit. I'm going to fucking shake you. And you're going to get ridiculously angry. You're going to get ridiculously jealous, and you're going to be mad at that tree, mad at that monkey, mad at any individual that doesn't respond to you. Anybody that doesn't reciprocate, and as soon as they don't reciprocate, as soon as they don't bear fruit, we cut the goose open and there are no more golden eggs. We're shocked that there's just gizzards and shit in all of us, and that's what it is, dude. It's a fucking junky world. Trust and believe, if they could sell dopamine, they would. They already sell it in tobacco, alcohol, and marijuana. And if they could sell love, you would be sipping it every day. You'd wake up, take a sip, back in love. But love runs out. It does. Love runs out. And then you're going to have values and compromise and communication and patience and work hard at it. You're going to have to earn peace. I was listening to Sadea Khan yesterday. All these guys, we want peace, we want peace. I definitely want peace. I think every human being and animal wants peace on this planet. Peace around the world, right? Peace. But you gotta build peace, is what she said. You can't be cheating on these chicks and think that's gonna create peacefulness in them, and they can't be storming out and leaving me think it's gonna keep peaceful in me. I was shocked by it. I was literally shocked by it. Every morning I would get up, clear, I don't drink. I just sit there, listen to the videos, and they're key elements, and I'll see if I can do it. Look, not see if I can do it, I have notes. Here it is, and I'm glad you stuck around. This is what real love looks like. Let me get my notes out. Notepad, straight from Finland. The bag's from Finland. Our kioski, and the notes are right here. But it's so important that I wanted to get it out real quick. Let me get this going. Okay, come on. Go to the page. Come on, page. Work with me, not against me. Work with me, not against me. Okay, 4 habits of a successful relationship. Habit number 1, you need to be curious over critical. How many of us blow that? How many of us seek to be critical of someone? You're not giving me what I desire. How many times have we done that to somebody? How many times where we can't wait to pick them apart because they're not what we want, and instead of being like, hey, why'd you do that? And in a curious manner, we start to attack them, and we give them no grounds for them to sit on. It's just attack. Habit number 2, be careful, not crushing. How many of us are so ready to tee off on someone expresses the way how we feel, but not the way that we make them feel. We can't wait to let them feel crushed because we feel crushed. I feel so low. I'm coming down. I need that hit from you. I'm going to crush you to get it out of you. Give me that golden egg, damn it. I need it now. And not realizing that we are crushing the supply. Habit number 3, don't ask. Don't assume. Ask people, what are you doing? Not assume what you're doing. And I made the biggest ass of myself too. I assumed that she was doing all sorts of the weirdest things, and we do end up predicting the most negative outcomes. We do start to go in our fear mind, and we do start to get confused. And what do? We assume that what we see is the way that it is, and the way that we feel is the way it's supposed to be. Instead of actualizing and focusing on these things, we jump to assumptions. And what do assumptions make us? They make an ass out of us, bro. Assumptions make an ass out of you and me, and that's what we do in relationships. We make asses out of ourselves, bro. We show our asses. We'll block somebody, but really want to talk to them. We'll hear some information, but only hear it one way that we wanted to hear it. And instead of clarifying and asking for some clarity, what do? We assume. And habit number 4. Come on. Of a successful relationship is connect before you correct. And that's one of my favorites because it means that you're trying to build a bridge with someone. You know, I understand you were feeling the way that you were feeling. Like, can you help me get it correctly? Can you help me see it the way that you want to see it? Can I build a safe harbor for you? Can I be gentler as she asked me to be? Or can I create a safe space for you so you can land? And that's what it's all about. It's landing zones, man. We are so quick to be critical of motherfuckers, and we're so quick to call them out and correct them and be like, bitch, you should have did, and you said, and this is the way it should have been. Instead of saying, where did we go wrong? How could I improve? And why did this happen? We go to say it should have never happened. You should have been there for me. XYZ happened, and I didn't do anything to correct it. So I'm trying to connect before I correct. I think it was the really good shirt I'm going to make for Mostly Saints, connect over correct. But it's just so important that we vitally try to combine with people, right? We try to combine with people instead of separate with people. And I know me, I can't wait to be separate from people because then I can be protected. They're not in control of me, and then I feel like I'm at a safe distance. Like they can't hurt me. But at the same time, that's pushing people away. There's no bridge for them to get to me. I've blocked them, so now I've cut communication, and now I'm wondering why I'm confused. There's so much confusion when there's no connection. There's so much misunderstanding when we're not communicating, and there's so much misreading into it. So that's what this drug does, dude. You talk about positive effects. Like this one keeps my mind a little bit numb, and beer might make you feel like you're having fun, and Coke might make you feel like you're exhilarated. But the come down of love is that you are by yourself on this planet. You'd be so lucky that somebody even puts up with your bullshit, and you'd be even luckier if somebody understands your love language, if somebody's willing to meet you the way that you feel, if they're willing to talk to you in your love language, if they're willing to connect with you before correcting you, then you got some gold. But other than that, most of us, we're straight blowing our shuts up. We're shifting balance, stronger together. Our values, our cultures, our beliefs, commitments and duties, connection and chemistry, our finances, how we raise our kids, committed to the marriage and family. Some people seek chaos. Some people seek a different outcome. Sides of you, they show different sides of you. You can become obsessed about these people, backgrounds and childhoods and all these things, reincarnate past feelings, trauma responses, divided attention, loyal to boundaries. There's so many things to fucking love. It's complicated. And that's why I say it's a hard drug. And it's hard because it's on that level of hard drugs where you wonder why people do hard drugs, because it feels this way. If you felt an extreme loss, you probably smoke ice too. Grief is a natural process that happens to all of us, and it's also a process of love. You're not going to want to grieve somebody that you loved once because your grandpa's going to die, or that you're going to die, or that any love dies, relationships dies in the end, and now you don't have that narcissistic supply. Now you don't have someone to plug into to give you that high, and now you're running around like a junkie trying to seek it from other people's arms, or in between their legs, or just for their attention's sake. But this is not what real love is. Real love is loving everyone, believe it or not. You know, animals, people, good people, bad people treat you badly. Why would you love them? Why would you send them love? Because they need it the most. They're hurt. You can see it inside. They showed their teeth. You're like, fuck, that monkey needs petted. Would you pet an angry dog? It's kind of hard to do that. And it's really hard for us to be loved if we're acting like an angry dog. And that's what you're going to act like when you're in withdrawals and when you come down from love and you're not feeling loved, you're not feeling understood. You're going to seek these things outright, and it's going to twist your reality. And then all of a sudden you're going to see why it's a disassociative drug. Okay, love's a disassociative because you disassociate with who you are and start associating with who they are. And then that's a very complex relationship. And if you completely fall for love, and I hope you do, I hope that it's not a drug for you. I hope that it's more of a relationship and an experience and something that you can grow from and be the fruit, just like the trees. You know, we're all going to need a little sun, light, water, and love, right? So get the light on you, get the water in you, but most importantly, get the love in you, the healthy love that you deserve, the one that's not going to give you withdrawals, that's not going to give you a hangover and not misunderstand you. That's why it's a drug. And I hope that you do healthier drugs like weed and love and happy versus anger and regret and depression. These things are going to kill you, and that's exactly what they'll do. Eventually, they turn into crimes of passion. Violence has always happened to people that are closest to us, and if we don't correct it, somebody might actually commit suicide. That's a drug. That's how much love is a drug, a hard drug. So anybody that's ever tried quitting hard drugs, anybody that's ever been sober, anybody that's ever participated in narcotics, you will know that pull that I'm talking about. You will know Saints addiction, that I gotta have it. And that's what it feels like with my goals and my life.
in my future. I just gotta have it. So I fight for it. I get there clear. I come sit by the water. I eat my breakfast. I smoke my weed, and I take my days on slow. This will be day 3 of alone time, solo time, mark time. Do some more journaling. Listen to some more YouTubes, do the research, and that's what we do around here at Mostly Saints. Is we do in our research. Just like I told our friends the other day, do your research. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun to deep dive into you and see where you're addicted to things and watching your patterns, and you can't wait for somebody to love you. You know, oh, there you did it again. You just ran into someone else's arms because you can't wait to be loved. And 2 weeks before that, you thought it was really her again, and the tarot cards told her that it was you, and her tarot cards told it was you, and everybody's trying to predict it, but no one's trying to have it. It's hard in practice. It's easy to say you want it, but when you're on it, man, God forbid, it's got you fucking kayaking to the middle of the bay, being all over the island, trying to be near, trying to chase, trying to be away, trying to be alone. It's the most confusing drug I've ever been on. It's way more disassociative than mushrooms or LSD or any psychedelics. It's like an amphetamine mixed with a psychedelic, mixed with a psychotic, bro. Like literally, it's all those things, and your brain yearns for it because the feeling is unparalleled. I guess it's about the equivalent of knocking somebody else on UFC fight night, right? On the main event and the main card. I'm sure there's no other exhilarating feelings, but I don't want to be an adrenaline junkie. I don't want to be a love junkie. I don't want to be a drug junkie. I want to be a stable, appreciative, and humble human being. And man next to me is really good at being humble. I saw him do it, and I went in the face of fire. And me, I usually meet fire with fire. So my style, my approach, my addictions, you know, they're there. They're in all of us. They're lying deep underneath all of us. Is like our fears and our boundaries and our possibilities. They're there and they're whispering at us. But if you're on the love drug, if you're constantly not getting the high highs out of it anymore, then maybe it's not love, right? Then it's a drug. Maybe you're just addicted to the feeling and not the person. Maybe you want something more out there in your life than what's inside you. And that's when we start to chase. That's when we start to look for outside substances, outside people, outside experiences to make us forget what's going on the inside. Our lack of communication with ourselves, our lack of bonding with others, and how important it is that we are part of a society. A lot of us think that we're all on a solo journey, but we're not. This isn't a solo journey. We're all on this planet together. There's no planet B, so you got to work on your social skills. You're gonna have to fall in love. You're gonna have to fall out of love too. It's all part of the plan, man. And it's a scary thing, but that's like riding a bike. You know you're gonna fall off of it, but it's so much fun. So love is fun. Love is hard. Love is dangerous. Love is exhilarating. Love is confusing, and so are you. How about that? So are you. You're as confused as the next of us. So if anyone has ever experienced love before, has anybody ever felt it like a pull of drug? Please comment below. That you were just like literally doing things outside of your character, out of pocket, things you wouldn't normally do just so you could get a hit. It's like finding yourself in a dark alleyway with some suspicious people and maybe a dangerous outcome. Yeah, that's how love is. Love is a drug. Next thing you know, you're making out in a dark alleyway. Try to get your poke on. Staying up to 3, 4, 5 a.m. just so you can get your talk on. Maybe just holding hands for a full 2-hour massage just so you can feel connected. That's what love looks like. It looks beyond oxytocin and endorphins or any other neurotransmitters that we secrete. And that's why it's a drug too, because it affects the same area in the neurotransmitter region. The lady that I watched the video of was so smart. She was going through a breakup and she wanted to see where love was in her brain. So she tweeted out there, who has an MRIT machine? And this chick, I got an MRI. I will promise you backstage tickets and a beer. And whiskey. Somebody took her up on it. So this magnetic machine tracks these neurons going through our brain. and as it forces, I think they're peptides in our brain. They can track that activity in our brain, and the MRI scan can tell you where it's at. Now, here's the cool part: the part in the center part of our brain literally looks like a ram's head. It's like a curve and another thing. She literally 3D printed not only some necklaces, but replicated the section in her brain that is love. Love actually has a shape. You can actually track where love is by registering. She had a picture of her ex and she had a reaction, and then a picture of a guy that looks similar, and tracked where her brain loves this man. And every time it fired in her brain, I wish I had my other phone so you guys could watch it. I'll put the TED Talk link below. But every time it fired in her brain, it lit up these sections in her brain, and it looked like a ram's horn. And she literally made a chandelier out of it. Their party, when they party, she made a necklace out of it, little charm. But she was so far lost in her love that she hired a whole fucking bunch of scientists to neurotransmit it and locate it. Go, where is this love in my brain? Why is it giving me this feeling? Where does it fire in my brain? And it turns out it fires the same for all of us in the same part of our brains. And check it out. You know what's even really cooler is now that I know how hard love is, you're like love, how hard of a drug love is. Check it out. It also fires in the brain in the same regions as cocaine, bro. It's like sugar. It's so addictive. It's in the same fucking zone as love, dude. I mean, as cocaine. It gives us literally the same feelings of exhilaration, and that this person's gonna make me feel happy, and the absence of fear, and the absence of misunderstanding. And that's what I started to find out. I started to live in that reality. I was like, oh my God, bro, I'm such a junkie for love. I wanted it to be New Year's, and it's so bad I wanted it to be the girl 2 weeks after. And even then, I'm still a junkie for it. I'm like hopeless romantic, like bar all things. Like it's such a painkiller that people will be like in love, long distance love. Be like, oh, it's 3,000 miles away, or oh, you have a different religious background, or oh, I don't get along with your parents. You're like, all those obstacles are overcomeable. Instead of finding somebody with your values, same cultures and beliefs, what do? We try to fix someone else up because they give us the feeling. I'm going to dress up my drug dealer as my husband. I'm going to put a tie on him and marry him because he's going to give me the hits that I need to survive into the future. And that's a lot of us, dude. Like a lot of us are having dreams in their background. One girl, because her parents did like some pen pal shit back in the 50s and met each other and fell in love with each other just by letters, right? She wanted the same. So guess who started her own pen pal account so she could have a relationship shaped just like her parents? She did. Like, how many about the other people that I gotta be married before I'm 40, or I will be married when I'm 40? We have plans in our heads. We all have fantasies dancing around. That's why I tell people I don't have Ferraris dancing in my head, bro. Like, I would love to whip a Ferrari back and forth from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, or have one in the porch, but man, is that not virtue signaling that I need the attention and approval of other people, or maybe I just need a fast car, or maybe I just need to feel successful? Right? That's what we do with love. We want to feel these things. We want to feel that we're important. We want to feel that we're wanted. We want to feel that sensation. And that's why it becomes such a hard drug, bro. Like we're doing irrational things to be with it. We'll compromise our beliefs. We'll disregard red flags. We'll pass all these things that go like, bro, you shouldn't be doing this. And you'll do it anyway, no matter the self-destruction and self-sabotage and the self-harm that we're doing to ourselves. All that matters is that we're getting our hit in the now, and I'm literally describing addiction. So she literally mapped out what the brain scan of what love looked like. There's another brain scan that I should probably do and make necklaces of what addiction looks like. Is how hard your brain fires on you. All the neurotransmitters, all the neurotoxins, all the proteins and not chromosomes, it's hormones, and all the hormones that emotionally regulate us, that give us that sensation that we're in our brain, and we live that way. Man, bro, good luck. Because you're talking about evolutionary psychology, you're talking about the way our brains were developed over millennia and hundreds of millions of years, and some of that stuff is good. And we need oxytocin to stay together. That's how tigers mate. Otherwise, we would just rip each other's heads off and eat each other like a black widow. You know what I mean? The black widow eats her mate after. I think the praying mantis does too. So isn't that weird that we hurt the ones that we love? And isn't that weird that we piss in our pool supply? right? Like you're peeing in the pool that you drink out of. You need this thing to make it feel better, and yet it's still sending you messages of fear from your childhood, or vibes that don't feel right, or mixed messages that send you all over the place, and yet you'll still show up for it. It's like doing speed. You don't know that you're going to get an amphetamine rush or you're going to get in trouble. Like you can't wait to do both. You don't give a shit. It's going to throw you in jail, steal your health and your teeth. You just want to feel good in the now. And that's when you know you're a junkie. You're like, you please be my narcissistic supply. Please be the one that makes me happy. Please bring me that feeling that you brought me once before. And oh no, wait, now there's my childhood issues. And oh no, now we don't feel bonded and as much attracted anymore. And oh no, there's trust issues and fear leaking in. And oh no, there's jealousy and envy. And oh no, there's all the 7 deadly sins battling against us. And of course you'll be in gluttony. Of course you're going to want it all. You're going to want somebody to just fucking love you all day, every day. And that's just not rational. That's why I stopped doing the drugs, because they have a half-life. They end. The happiness is taken away from me, and I didn't want my happiness to be taken away from me. And that's when I knew I was a junkie. I was like, wait, come back. I'll give you more money. I'll give you more of my health. I'll give you more of my time. And I was so ready to do all of that. And at that same energy, I said I was willing to do my business. And every time I thought about a girl do something for my business, that was discipline. And sticking to my promise to myself to do my push-ups and sit-ups and fasting, that was also discipline. And seeing that I can live healthy love without having to be so hung up, man. Like I would just go under a kayak, or I would just move her in without setting up rules or boundaries. I would do all sorts of things that weren't rational but emotional. And of course you want to go with your emotions. Emotions feel good. They're sexy like sugar. You know what I mean? It makes you feel good to add sugar. It tastes good, right? Doesn't it? But it's killing you inside. Yep. Yep. Slowly taking away of every little piece of you that you hide. And that's what drugs do. That's exactly what drugs do. They find that sad memory of childhood. They'll numb that area so you pretend like it doesn't exist. But it does. And the need is still a want. You know, you're still going to have desires. You're still going to have thirsts. You're still going to have requirements. All of us do. We all are touch starved. We all want somebody to love on us and make us feel like our parents do. And maybe we're trying to replicate our parents' relationships, or maybe we're trying to duplicate their trauma. But this experience is really visceral because it's unlike anything else. It's unlike gambling, which is another addiction, where it gives you a rush of neurotransmitters and you're like, wow, that was fun, it was dangerous, it was exciting, let's do it again. You have a propensity to do these things. Risky behavior, having sex without condoms, jumping out of airplanes, getting tattoos, getting arrested. This is why we fall in love with bad people, because they're so exciting, they're so addictive, they're so charming. Narcissists make you feel like you're on top of the world until they take it away from you. And if you're a true junkie, you'll chase it. You'll do come across the world. You'll invest in their company. You'll put houses in their names. We'll give up 50% of our income that we work for hard day and night. I'll tell you right now, I'll end it with this on the show, but I had a buddy where I was like, man, I don't even have 50 baht in my pocket to eat. And he was like, sorry, you better go find someone else. And literally in the same breath was like, I just gave this Thai girl 10,000 baht, 20,000 baht, 30. I asked for 50, and he had, if it's who you love, it doesn't matter the price. And let me add this other story. The other guy said he was down and out, and his brother would say, okay, meet me out here, come out of the ATM, you can't stay here, but it's my only $63.50. He said, $63.50 is all I had in my bank account, and I give it to you. And it meant so much to his brother that when his brother asked him, when he stopped being a mechanic and got done, and he was like, I want to start my own shop. I was like, well, how much you need? He said, meet me at the bank. And he pulled out $156,000 and everything he had in his bank because that's how you replicate love. It is not a number. Everybody likes to date for money. It is not a number. I promise you, it's the feeling. And what I was learning yesterday, which was really cool about it, it's uh, it's like this is not just the way that they leave you feeling. I want to phrase this correctly. It's not just the way that they leave you feeling, and it's not that love's always going to feel the same. Um, I don't know how to phrase this. This chick is so much better at phrasing it than me. You know, maybe I can figure it out. Hold on, hold tight. I want to get this spot right. I think it's about mutual respect more than anything. Because when you have care for the other person's feelings in mind, then I think you're in real love. Because then you don't want that person to feel out of love. You want to be their supplier and consistently reinforce them. You want to let them know that you care that much about them, that you're willing to sacrifice your selfishness, right? Sacrifice your narcissism, sacrifice your own well-being to make someone else well. And in essence, that's an addiction, right? Like to supplicate or look outside of ourselves for something else. I would like to think that um, love is never ending, and that it's supposed to heal instead of hurt, and it's supposed to listen instead of yell. And it's supposed to feel good and not a drug. And that's when you know you got healthy love. By the time you start demonstrating your violent side, by the time you start belittling, is one of the other ones. Did I write any of these down? I did not. By the time you start manipulating, is about the time that you know you're in a toxic love environment. You're getting the wrong kind of drugs. You're getting synthetic love. You're not getting the real love. Real love feels different. Real love is family and understanding you no matter what you do, warts and all. They say that we both grew up with the same parents, but we both grew up with a different kind of parent, right? Like you and I might be brothers, but our parents treated us differently, didn't they? Didn't they? We got a different parent out of each one. A father's not the same to each child. And that's why you have children that, like my brother, will be the opposite of what my father did. He never touched alcohol, never touched drugs in his life, became an uber-focused human being. And if we aren't just like our fathers, apple fall far from the tree, the father that I had drove me to drink. This is called saint's addiction for a reason. It was my father's addiction that changed everything in our family. And I really feel that way. So I'm in that belief that we all have a path. We all have a reason for the season. We all have a purpose, right? And in that experience, you will find love as a drug. You will have to find it, the right source for it. You have to find the right fruits that match your diet. You're going to have to find the right places that match your vibe. This is just part of life. And is it dangerous? Hell yeah, it is. You're risking it. But that's what you have to do to make in the animal kingdom. We all wear disguises. Beetles. I see they were using the example of a beetle that would emit a smell that the ants would bring back to the colony, and then he would eat all the larvae, and they wouldn't attack him because he smells like them. We've been deceiving each other since the dawn of time, saying I love you might not mean the same kind of love to someone else. My version of love is not the same as her version of love, and our love languages aren't the same either. So it's really interesting that a drug love, that it's not coming from the same source, right? It's not the same drug dealer, and it's not the same consistency, is it? And I was like really shocked by this thought yesterday. That's why I'm going so deep and going for 1 hour, is because I'm smoking and I'm in my zone. But it was just like, wow, I'm such a junkie for love. As soon as these girls wave it in front of me, I can't wait to believe them. I can't wait to believe that every word that they say, that they really love me, and that they're 100% and they only love me, and we're gonna do this, and they say yes, and then you're like, they're gone the next day, and they're with somebody else, or they want to dance with somebody else or give attention to somebody else, and you're like, wait, you're leaving with my drug that I need the most. I need you the most. I need that attention. Ask women. Ask women if they haven't done everything in their life to get attention. And if we attribute attention as intention, then we get fucked up. I got another shirt coming out from Mostly Saints, intentions over attention, but it's important. I mean, like that down so that I get intention over attention. So it's part of the game, man. Welcome to life. There's so many substances on this planet, some that'll poison you, some animals that'll poison you, and some people that'll poison you. But also, welcome to life. You got to go in there and find food. You're going to have to find substance. You're going to have to chop wood, carry water. You're going to need food, clothing, and shelter. We all are out here trying to survive. We all need to keep ourselves in mind. But also know this, you're going to have to combine eventually. Eventually it's going to have to be bigger than you. And I think that's what I started to see love was, is it wasn't about me anymore, self-service and what I get out of it. You know what I get out of it? You know what I get out of it? I get family, right? Like I get bonding. I get true human experiences, like being a father or becoming a husband. So, a lot of people want to do the talk, but when you're out there doing the walk, you will shortly see that love is very complicated. It's not it's ubiquitous. It's in all of us. It motivates all of us. So you get up early so that your kids, so you can go to work, so that your kids can eat good food for their school meals. That's love. And we do all these motivations out of love. And that's why I didn't want to call it an addiction. I could have should have called it Saints Motivation, because it is a motivation. I took my addiction and turned it into my motivation. Can you believe that? The same amount of power and attention and jumping and yearning was now my goals, was now my focus, was now my self-discipline. I was just like, if I could chase it that hard, what if I chase my health that hard? What if I chase my goals that hard? What if I chase love that hard? And that's what I've been doing. I've just been chasing love and concentrating on love. Meanwhile, I'm getting messages right now is when I'm supposed to be focusing on the bungalow. That's how I know it's a distraction. Instead of doing my push-ups like I should be doing this morning, I'm not even at my own bungalow. I'm near her home. Fucking love. Such a drug, and I'm such a junkie for it. She found the right guy. She found the right guy that would sit next to her and blow past that she was in mental turmoil, and blow past that she didn't have a lot of peaceful moments, and blow past her anxieties and breakdowns, and just say, oh, did she read my message? Did she send me a message? Can I get another bump? Will she be near me? Will she stay in my bed? Will she kiss me? Will she kiss me longer? Oh, she stopped kissing me. Oh, she's not in my bed anymore. Oh, I'm running out of blow. Oh, I'm running out of love. Oh, she's not here anymore. And if I was a real junkie, I'd be really depressed. I would be depressed and stressed and not counting my blessings, not identifying that I'm actually on a fucking island. It's the first thing that I tell myself to calm myself down. I'm like, you're on an island, bro. How can you bitch? You have everything you want. Why are you still bitching? And everything you've ever needed has been provided for you. So it's time that you start counting your blessings instead of your stress. It's time that you grow love and create peace. It's time that you be the vision for the vision. You can't just ask for these things. You have to speak them into existence. You're going to have to echo the words back to yourself. I'm going to have to do 2 sets of sit-ups. I'm going to have to do the 2 sets of sit-ups. And I'm going to have to get some self-control and get some time and space so I can come correct and have my emotional stability with me, and bring my emotional stability to my lover, and show them that I love them that much. Or better yet, like this genius man next to me yesterday said, me no miss, you miss. Being willing to say, I'm sorry, my miss, I missed it, I didn't see it, I was blind, I didn't mean to hurt you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being through all my turmoil. Thank you for giving me a place to land this confusion. And thank you for making the chaos peaceful. And thank you for making the experience heightened. And thank you for making the food taste that much better and the sex feel that much closer. And thank you for connecting instead of correcting. Oh, that was the other shirt I got to write too. Correct. Correct. Yes. So intention over attention. I think that's huge. And it's the moment that we can speak with love. It's the moment that people speak lovely back to us. This genius right here, this chick came out of my on fire. Why is water charged to my room? I hate my life. Fuck you. And he was just like, I'm gonna hit you with kindness. I mean, we all get two approaches, right? And then it's like, what's your approach to it? And I was just thinking that. I was just like, wow, man, love is such a drug. Is it going to make you devastated where you're up in the dark alleys doing things you normally wouldn't? Or is love a source that you find naturally? It comes from the trees, and comes from the people around you, and comes from the way you talk and speak and walk. You know, do you walk with love? Do you keep it in your heart? Do you come with that vibration? I know me, certainly I don't. I told him, I said, I would come with more fire. She came fire with fire. I would have came with more fire and poured gasoline on top of it. And I did that most of my life. Running, yelling, forcing, thinking I was in the right, not listening, bad intentions, hurting people because I was hurt. That's not love. That's not what love looks like. You're getting synthetic love. Organic love, real love, looks like scratching your back, rubbing your neck, peaceful, calm, gentle, happy, synchronicity, ESP, reading each other's thoughts, finishing each other's sentences, saying the same thing at the same time, experiencing the now together, stronger together. This is what I see. I see it that way, and I feel it that way. So I had to see the way that the love drug made me feel. Then I had to identify my symptoms. Then I had to identify my withdrawals, and then my withdrawal symptoms as well. And then I saw myself. I said, there you are, Saint. You can't wait to be a puppy on a leash. You can't wait to give the 30,000 baht to the Thai hooker, even though she treats you like shit and yells at you. You will do whatever it takes, even if it hurts you, because you are such a junkie for love. And that's why love is a hard drug. Hard drug to quit. Hard drug to be on. And if you're on the synthetic version, it will be hard on you, and that's why they call it toxic. So in this morning motivation, I hope that you find real love, not toxic love. I hope that you practice speaking love instead of yelling and anger and frustration. It really goes nowhere. And it's really hard for us not to take that out on the people that are closest to us and the people that we love. Those are the people that really get to see those sides of us, those other sides of us. So I hope that your other side communicates with your other side. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But as soon as you start speaking with love in your heart, walking with love in mind, and keeping love as your intention. Ciao, bella, beijos. I'll see you on the other side.